All right, everyone. We are back on the Brie Hunter is Fucked podcast. It's been a while, Al, right? Has it been? I was trying to figure it out today. Has it been over a month or just about?
I think about a month, about 4 weeks, because you are, you're in Jersey visiting your family. You thought, take a few weeks off, and I thought that was perfect. We've been
Yes.
doing it for 6 months now, 7 months. How long we've been doing the podcast?
I think almost as long as the pandemic, honestly. So that's how long, which is like, depending on who you ask, it's like 3 months or 3 years. You really just don't know
That's true.
at this point. Time is like a social construct, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm back home in Jersey. We took a little sabbatical, and even though I'm still in Jersey, obviously we wanted to pick things back up. I missed it. I was doing my UFC commentaries, which is always fun, but I missed, the Brie and Al thing, and everybody missed you too. So I'm like, I'm happy to be
Oh,
back. And I'm also
I,
happy to
I
have
missed
like
it
another
too.
excuse
It,
to
it,
drink
it was
on a
like it
Sunday.
was a cyclical thing, So like, it was part of my day that was missing.
I know. But also though, like, and you can be honest with everybody on the podcast. Was it a little bit nice to not have me calling you up every 4 minutes to talk about something on the like that I needed to get fixed on the podcast?
You do that already, so it was that was not a change.
I know. Well, you're like I told you. You're my friend. You're my producer. You're like my manager and agent right now. So you're like a huge part of my life. But yes, I know I tax you mentally quite a bit.
No, no, no.
Um, anyway, so yesterday was Halloween, and did you do anything fun for Halloween?
Not really. I got a little bit into the spirits. I was watching, some Treehouse of Horror episodes. I dressed Flash up, my dog. I got into the spirit. I sent out some texts to my mom, some goofy, spooky texts.
Oh my god.
I had some fun with it, but I didn't get dressed and go out or anything like that.
No, I thought you were about to be like, oh, I sent some nudes out because I feel like some people said they got like a bunch of naughty snaps last night because I feel like it's obviously like a night that would happen, but I do want to talk about that, but we'll get to that in a second. So this was actually the third consecutive Halloween that I didn't go out, which breaks my heart because Halloween is my Christmas. Like it is the biggest, best holiday in my opinion. Like I love it. I'm like Jack Skellington. Like if we could have Halloween like 11 months out of the calendar year, I would be like ecstatic. I just love it.
I disagree. I like Halloween. It's no Christmas. Come on.
I know, but that's just like it's like one of those things though. Like I like there's nothing I don't like about Halloween. Like think about it. It's like spooky, like macabre shit. It's sugar and junk food, and it's sexual Halloween costumes. So like literally, it's all three of like my favorite things all rolled into one holiday. So of
I
course
don't
this is
like.
like my
I don't like
thing.
face paint. I'm not a face paint fan, so that ruins Halloween for me. That brings it down a notch.
Really? See, that's so
Hate face paint.
interesting because I actually, like, I wouldn't even call it a fantasy, but something I want to try is like having sex with somebody when they're wearing corpse paint. Do you know what that is, corpse paint?
No, I don't. What is that?
Corpse paint is like the thing that like Slipknot. Well, actually, no, they wear masks, but like it's like the paint that like death metal or black metal band people wear. It's like the white thing with like black everywhere, and it's like gory.
Yeah, that. So your fantasy is to have sex with someone that is wearing that.
Only because I saw it in a movie and it looked really hot. And then like when they were done, they like both had it all over them. I don't know. I think it was just because I saw it in the movie and now I
Yeah.
have to reenact it in real life. I don't think it'll be like a thing. I think it's just like something I have to do at least once in my life. So
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't like face paint. I have a thing against like stickers. I don't like face stickers. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff.
yeah.
It skeeves me out. It makes me feel gross for some reason.
No, I get that. I mean, I definitely think I'm in the minority there, so I totally understand. But yeah, no. So this was the third Halloween I didn't go out. Like the last 2 years, I skipped Halloween because I was too fat. I just didn't want
What?
to go. I was like, well, especially the first one when I first went out to LA,
What the
and I
fuck
just
are you talking about?
I
We've been Instagram friends at least for years, and I've known you for almost 2 years now. You've never been fat.
No, I'm telling you, when I came to LA, it's like my body was like I ballooned up. It's like, have you ever seen like that Conor McGregor interview and he's talking about his foot and he's like, my foot was like a balloon. That was like my body. My whole body was a balloon.
Well, Bree, they call that body dysmorphia. I'm sorry.
I was, but like, so for the last 2 years, I just didn't feel like, I didn't feel good. I didn't want to dress up. And then this year I would have loved, well, so I would have loved to go out because again, like I feel really good and it's my favorite holiday. I didn't go out, but I did still dress up because I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I dressed up as like, I'm sure you saw my story, as like kind of like a
Like a
sexy
librarian or
schoolgirl nerd librarian. Like it's really like it was like a sexy Neapolitan thing. It could have been any of those fantasies. Whatever you wanted me to be is what I was.
see, I don't like that either. That's another reason why I don't like Halloween. A lot of
Right.
girls think it's okay just to throw anything on and it's a costume. No, put a little effort into it, Bree. Come on.
Well, I know, but this was like, it was the pandemic. I just was working with whatever I had around the house. But yeah, so normally I would put in more effort, but this time around it was like, okay, what can I dress up as that's like slutty and fulfills some type of like typical sexual fantasy? So this is what I had. And I dressed up and I had a little photo shoot and I took some pictures for the gram and then I took some pictures, for my private collection, so to
Whoa.
speak. I know, I did. I took some nudes, Al, like with the tripod and everything. I had our little tripod and the lighting all set up, and I was like,
Wow.
I know.
Well, did you send them out? Did you get some good responses back?
Well, no, that's the thing is that like they're not going to be sent anywhere because I've never sent a nude. You know that about me.
I don't know that. You never sent a nude? What?
No, I've sent
What?
like sexy pictures, but I'll always like cover stuff up. Like, because I don't want like my actual nudes out there. Because, well, here's the thing. Like, I want to get famous and I want to pose for Playboy one day and then donate the money to charity. And nobody's going to pay to see me in Playboy if like my nudes are floating out there, if somebody leaks them. So I have to kind of keep them in the private collection.
That's a good plan, and I commend you for not falling under the pressure of society to do nudes. Nudes is a very common thing. You're almost pressured to do it by men. So I commend you for doing that. But that being said, Playboy is probably not even a thing anymore.
Well,
And
I mean, it doesn't have to
in
be.
a few years from now, when you are famous, it's not going to be a thing at all.
No, I know. Or I could do like, like an OnlyFans thing, like a launch or like, partner with fucking Pornhub. I don't know. But like,
No,
you
gotta
know
find
what
that
I mean.
magazine that's
Basically,
relevant, like Paper or something like that.
yeah, exactly. We can send out mailers or something. We can like sign them or whatever, like send out, like life-size cardboard cutouts for Christmas or something.
That's
but
a
yeah.
good idea. I like that. Bree Hunter Club.
Yeah,
Fan club,
the Bree
I like it.
Hunter, the Bree Hunter Nudes Club, and it could be like a monthly nude. I love that. Like what a great gift, for the family.
That works for me. I like it.
But you just said like you're like, oh, I'm so glad that you don't send out nudes and you're pressured by society. But then also it's like it's a little bit actually it's a super narcissistic to take your own nudes just for yourself. Like think about it. I'm literally like I'm like Buffalo Bill. Like I'm taking my own nudes to be like, yeah, I'd fuck me. Like that's who I am. There's something wrong with that. And so I'm back in therapy. No, I'm like kidding. But no, I should be.
Hey, it's normal. One time when I was back in high school, and back in high school I was somewhat fit. I was always a little bit of a chubster, but I was somewhat fit. And I took pictures of myself because I was looking in the mirror. I was like, hey, I'm looking pretty good. I was playing basketball. I took pictures of myself. It was on my digital camera. And my mom saw the pictures of myself. Now, I wasn't nude, but I was, doing a little flexing. And it was
Oh.
extremely embarrassing. Extremely, extremely embarrassing.
No, I think it's great, dude. Like love yourself first, Send your nudes to yourself. I feel like that should be like a PSA. Like I think that's great. And you're right.
I think that's crazy.
When you're having like a bad day, you can like look at it and be like, oh my God. Or the other thing I thought about was like, again, I want to save this until I can have like an OnlyFans and donate the money to charity. But I was like, all these pictures I take of myself over the years, like when I'm old, I'm thinking maybe I'll do like an art exhibition of just all of my nudes. Because at that point I'll be saggy and draggy and gross, but I can have an exhibition of like all my nudes I took when I was younger. Right? So
when you're famous, someone will appreciate that. That's true.
yeah, you got to think, listen, dude, like in this day and age, you got to think 20 steps ahead. You can't be caught slipping. So that was my whole thing. But I was like, yeah, I'm like taking my own nudes, and I'm like, God, like imagine if I got off to my own nudes, like that would be like some American Psycho shit. And I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a whirl just to see if I can do it, but yeah, that's probably.
I don't think it's that weird. It's not that crazy. I mean, it would be a little weird, but not that weird.
It could be well, it could be worse, I think is what
It'd be worse if it's a guy.
we're getting
It's
at.
it's not that weird if you're a girl. If you're an attractive girl, it makes sense.
Right. So I'm like Buffalo Bill light in your opinion is what you're saying.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. I can live with that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at in life. It's Halloween and I'm basically shooting softcore porn for myself, by myself.
And are you just walking around the house dressed like this nerd librarian, or are you just staying in your room?
No, I mean I had the decency to lock myself in the room, and while the family was out, enjoying other people and socializing, I at least wasn't gonna do it on the front lawn with the trick or treaters.
They were out. You didn't go with them. You didn't trick or treat with them or go to Halloween parties.
No, I was busy. I was busy photographing myself, so no, I could not do that. No, but actually, you know what I realized though? Like, I really liked dressing up and I want to do fun shit like that with a guy. Yeah, I was like, oh, you know what? This is so, like, I would love if I like had a guy in my life that I could have been like, oh, let me come over on Halloween and like do whatever with you. Like that's like the things I'm missing out on. I feel like I still haven't had sex yet. I thought I was. I thought we don't have to get into details. You knew some of it. I thought I was like about to break the streak. I was going to have sex and then the plans fell through. So I'm like right back to square one. And we're coming.
The guy sucked. That's code for the guy sucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't see eye to eye. So, and that's fine. But yeah, no. So that was a swing and a miss. And, I guess I'll just try to, I don't even know. I feel like, how do I put this? Like, it's so, like, it's weird to me because most people are like, oh yeah, like I want to get in a relationship so I can have a companion and like we can do things together and like I can have a support system. And I'm like, I want to have a relationship so I can role play and have sex with somebody and dress up with them on Halloween. That's where I'm at. Can you imagine? So, like, I
need a significant other just because I need to like get shit in order because I have no rules right now. I can sleep as long as I want and do disgusting things and smoke lots of pot and stuff like that. When there's a girl in your life, I can't do that as much, and I think that'd be good for me.
No, I see what you're saying. I mean, I think that's my problem is I want to be able to continue to live my life and do all the gross, weird, whatever things, and then but also have a boyfriend, which I don't think is going to work out. I shouldn't say like gross and weird things. I just wanted to I want someone to be with me without me having to be with them. Mm-hmm. So and that's my toxic trait.
How open are you with your past relationships? Like, would you pick your nose or something like that in front of your guy?
Oh my God, no! It's so funny because as out there and crazy as I am, there are a few things about me that are very 1950s housewife. I don't want my significant other to know what I'm doing in the bathroom. I don't want to know what they're doing in the bathroom. I don't want them to see me
I'm the same way. I am absolutely the same way.
We need to keep the mystery. You know what I mean? There are some things that I just don't want to know.
I don't like to eat with women. Anytime we go on sort of dinner date, I really eat very light. I barely even finish my meal. A lot of girls like to eat before sex, and that's just not for me. That's disgusting to me, honestly.
Yeah, that's tough. I know what you mean. I've done both, and it's fine, but I know what you mean. It's or if I know we're going to have sex after we eat, I'm I eat a light meal. Because I'm I don't want to be I don't want to squeeze a tube of toothpaste if I'm full. So it's there's a whole...
Yeah, no, thank you.
A whole thing that goes behind it. But yeah, I mean, in the beginning of a relationship or whatever, I put in a lot of effort, and I will continue to put in a lot of effort until I'm not that into anymore. So God forbid, if you ever date me and I stop putting in effort, just know that's usually the beginning of the end for me.
When you start wearing sweatpants, yeah.
Yeah. when I start wearing and also when I don't want to have sex, because normally I'm like the Energizer Bunny. Like I want to have like a lot of sex. I want to have a lot of sex in one short amount of time. Like I'm really into it. If I stop,
How do you know you're still like that? It's been a few years, Bree. You know you're an old gal now.
I'm not an old gal. How dare you?
I only say that because it's such a joke. You're still in your 20s.
I know I'm a little sensitive.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, but I know that my libido is as strong as ever. I mean, I do it every night, sometimes every night and morning, twice a day.
Like 2 to 3 years ago, Bree, me on the basketball court, I'm Kobe Bryant-esque. Now, I'm Shaquille O'Neal as end of his days-esque, you know? Things change. 2 to 3 years is a lot.
Dude, my libido is like a fine wine. I'm just getting better with age, okay? So do not
I believe you.
Throw that on me. I think I'm going to be a very sexual old woman, which is why I think like right now I tend to date older guys, but I think I think there'll come a point where I'll start to date younger guys, you know? Like I'll be one of those women who like I'll be like 65 and I'll still be very virile and like wanting to do everything, and I can't date a guy who's 85. I'm going to need to date a guy who's like 35.
Bree, I see you getting menopause in your 30s.
No. Oh my God, don't put that kind of evil on me. No. I can't. That would kill me. That's like out of all the things that happen during aging, the things that concern me the most are like obviously wrinkles, and then like your vagina no longer being like, you know, lubricated. That's like so upsetting to me. But my gynecologist told me that you could just like stuff some coconut oil up there.
Yeah, get some KY.
Yeah.
It's modern science. There's 90-year-olds having sex these days.
I know, and thank God. God bless. I feel like that's how you get to 90, honestly. Wait, and you reminded me of something before. We were talking about old people having sex. Ew. We were talking about not role-playing. Although, actually, on the subject of role-playing, have you ever done that?
Through, like, phone. Never in person.
What do you mean, like, through
like phone sex? I've done phone sex and done role playing through phone sex with my significant other.
Like, who were you? Like the fucking telephone operator? Like, what do you mean you did role playing over the phone? What does that mean?
Like, have you ever been away from each other and you had phone sex or sexting, and but you can do that with role playing.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. I thought of it as more of like an in-person activity, but I'm proud that
I honestly love it because you know me, I'm very theatrical. I am. So I honestly would love that, but the opportunity has never came, you know?
Oh my God. I know, like, as soon as you said that, I like pictured like Phil Dunphy from like Modern Family, and like you, instead of it being like sexual, like you consider it like a production of Hamilton where you're like, oh my God. You're like more committed to like the plot and the character to like the actual like that would be you. You're so right. Oh my God.
Sometimes they're not. I'm very much a talker in bed.
Okay.
You know my situation with the last girl I was with. She wasn't into it. I was talking a lot and she wasn't really talking back. So that's gonna happen.
Oh my God, that's like I hate that. I was like, what am I fucking a corpse? Like, ew, disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to be talked to. I need to talk, like, I mean, in general, I like to gab, but especially, like, in the bedroom. But okay, so, like, hopefully this isn't too personal, but, like, what kind of role-playing fantasies are you into?
I think I like, I'd like to try the dominance thing. Like, the girl having the dominant part, you know? Because usually the girl wants me to be dominant, and I'm fine with that. I'm very okay with that.
Right.
But I think I'd like to see... I'm not talking any sort of penetration here, but I'd like to see what that side is like, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. Maybe I go into the step son side. You know, that's a thing these days, right?
Oh yeah, that's like a big thing. Thing. I was gonna say,
what else
like,
is there?
Well, I was gonna say, like, what about like the classics? Like, there's like, you know, cop, and then like outlaw. There's
see, that's tough. See, that's out of
student,
like the realm
teacher. Like, there's all right.
That's a lot. That's a lot of role play.
Oh, like you feel like you can't get into character for those roles.
No, that's too much transformation, I feel like.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I I don't know. Like, yeah, the step, I guess, like the step thing, that's like a big fantasy, which, by the way, doesn't freak me out. The thing that I find a little bit weird is like people who, like, I recently was talking to a guy friend of mine, and like, I'm going to say no judgment, but obviously there was a little judgment because he was like, oh, yeah, I'm really into like sister porn. And I'm like,
Ugh.
stepsister? And he's like, no, like sister, sister. And I was like, okay, all right, you
No,
know?
it's a thing. I've seen it. You know, it's a thing. And hey, as long as it's not hurting anyone, right?
I mean, listen, I'm sure the people of Kentucky appreciate your sentiment on that. It's a bit much for me. I need the step. I need a little step stool. You know what I mean? Like, I need the
Yeah.
step to be in front of it. I can't just be like straight. That's like a little bit too much for me. But again, to each his own. And you're right. I guess if you're not hurting anybody, it's no big deal. But yeah, that's like role playing is something I don't think I've ever, no, I've never done it. But again, after like dressing up for Halloween, I was like, oh yeah, I think I could definitely be into this. I also wish there were just more occasions that I could dress up for. Like, I was like, it kind of sucks that I have to like once a year wait for this because I could easily do this every month.
Well, that's why you gotta become a nerd because that's what cosplaying is.
Yeah, or only I was gonna say OnlyFans, but you're right. Like a nerd is probably like or cosplay is probably the first
It's
like
great during Comic Con season. I visit the Comic Cons, and I was going to take you this year, but
I
COVID happened.
know.
But
I
yeah,
would love to go.
you'd love it. You
I
would
would.
absolutely. It's so fun.
I would do cosplay. I mean, I'm sure my family would be like, thinking that cosplay is like the gateway drug to OnlyFans, but in this case, it's very pure, you know. And maybe I don't. I wonder what I would go as. Who do you think I should go as whenever we go again?
That's interesting. Now, see, I'm a fan of cosplay when people that do cosplay look like the character. So you have to kind of look like the character. You have brown hair. Maybe you could do like a Velma, from Scooby Doo.
Oh, right, because I sent you that picture that one time. Yeah, I like Velma with like the
You've done that before.
glasses.
I honestly don't even remember that.
What the? Oh, I didn't. No, I sent you like a sexy Velma. Yeah, no, I like that.
See, there you go. You can be that obviously.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
trying to think. I don't
what is I feel like that could be like something we should like take to a poll on Instagram because I'm sure
know.
people
Ooh, good
men would have a
idea.
lot of input on that. But what I was going to ask you was what oh wait.
You
Oh
could be
my
like
god.
a Black Widow, a Scarlett Johansson Black Widow, maybe.
Oh no, that's what I was going to say. So you just reminded me like that's just it. I kind of like what is so sexy about girls putting on glasses? Like why is that such a turn on for guys?
It has to be the. Yeah, I don't know why. Honestly, it's such a turn on for guys because I don't see it that way.
Oh,
To
you're not
me,
okay. You're not into
no,
it.
no. To me, I mean, it has to be the right girl. Some girls look great in glasses. Some girls don't. I've seen where it just doesn't work.
No, well, yeah, that's true. Like, not everybody can pull it off. I get it. But I just feel like guys, like, that's like a niche fuck. Like, to fuck a girl in glasses, like, there's just something about it. I don't know. Like, I was like, is it the nerd thing? But I think maybe it's like what we were saying before. It's like the role playing thing. It's like, because to me, like, when guys see like a girl in glasses, it's like librarian, it's nerd, it's student. So it's like it probably is more or less like the fantasy behind it, like rather than like just the glasses itself. You know what I mean? Like I don't think any guy's like, oh fuck, she has double vision. Like I can't wait to get all up in her.
Well, maybe it stems from like wanting to fuck your teacher or something like that.
Oh yeah, of course. I think like it's like what's his face, like Freud. Like most things like relate back to like something from your childhood that you want to do. But yeah, I feel like I've noticed that with like a lot of guys, like they like. Well, you know what I think it is? It's like they like not only do they like the glasses, but they like when a girl puts on glasses who's like not normally wearing them, which is weird. Like when I mean, I like me, I'm actually blind as a bat. I just wear contacts. So
Yeah.
people don't even know that I wear glasses, but whenever like I throw them on, people are like, "Oh my god, like are you exotic?" I'm like, "No, dude, I fucking like I can't see." Like I have myopia. That's the exoticness that I possess. Like I don't know what they're excited about. It's so weird.
Well, we're coming on 25 minutes
I
now,
was
so
just
we
gonna
can
say,
start.
yeah, I was like, I think we have to wrap it up. So like, but I feel like I don't want to leave it on myopia. So can you, like, what are we gonna leave it on?
Well, my fantasy football team this week isn't doing so hot, but there's still Monday, so there's still a chance.
Okay, well, I don't like football except for when they wear the tight pants. But
That's true. Okay, so next year, we are going to a Halloween party. It doesn't matter where, it's going to happen. What are you going to dress as? And I want to hear something good.
For me, I need time. First of all, I would never reveal it a year out. But,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but I need time.
Have you seen something this year that you thought, hey, that was pretty clever, or maybe I'll do that sometime,
I liked Velma. When I sent it to you a couple of months ago, but no, it's like one of those things that like inspiration has to strike at the last minute, and I'm also big on the reveal. So even if I knew what it was, I still wouldn't tell you this soon out. Like I would keep it secret from everybody. And then, because you know me, I like to make an entry. Like, it's the same reason why I dressed up for Halloween, even though I wasn't going anywhere. Like, I will never pass up an opportunity to gain attention. So that's why I have to wait until next year to do it. But, I'm trying to think of, like, years past, like, what I've, like,
I want an elaborate costume next year, like the Cookie Monster or something like that. I don't want sexy next year from you. I want, like, something wild, like Shrek.
Oh, well, okay, I'll tell you one thing, although I'll tell you it because if like it'll be a miracle if I ever pull it off. Like, who's the guy that Tom Hardy plays in the superhero movies? It's like this, it's not, is it Slither? There's
Venom and there's Bane.
Venom. Mm-hmm. So I want to be Venom, except for I want my whole body to just be black paint, like nothing on, but black paint all over.
Yeah, if you did that and went to LA Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con, guys would fucking harass you, which is probably not what you want, but it would happen.
No, but I could be their leader, which I do want, because I want power. So
there we go.
So I basically want to be like a fully nude painted version of Venom, and then like even with the face, it's like I want to be like on the one side I want it to be like legit like Heidi Klum like legit Venom, and then on the other side I want it to be like Kim K like really nicely done makeup, so it's like you can still see that I'm like somewhat attractive.
And I just won't look at you because like I said I don't like face paint. So
oh my god, but I feel like you should at least give me like kudos for like effort at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I don't like Venom.
Oh,
the movie. Sakes. It's a bad movie.
All right. Well, it's a work in progress. We can agree on it.
Yes.
All right, but I feel like this was like a strong comeback for us, role playing and Halloween and celibacy. So I feel like this was a success of an episode.
Absolutely.
And I guess
can't wait for next week.
Yes, likewise. I'm excited to be back, and I also can't wait for next week. I think it'll be after the election. God help us all. So I'm sure we'll have a lot.
It could be a different America next week. Who knows?
I know. It's so weird to think about. So I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about, whether it's, the election or just my, disgusting, like, sex fantasies. Either way, tune in next week because we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, until next time, guys, Al and I and the twins love you very much. And we'll see you next week in the new and different America. Well, possibly different, I guess we'll say. Right?
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly different. But yeah, until next time, guys, we love you very much.
Whoa, Bree Hunter is fucked. Whoa, Bree Hunter is fucked.